All right, guys. So we are at the cream de la crop. Now, I actually haven't seen any screenshots of this. When I was watching the Slytherin Matrix event on Thursday, I was at work actually, and around the time this was going on is when like it just got crazy busy. So I had to focus on work, and I don't even I saw what was going on the screen, but I didn't see any screenshots. So I can't wait to actually see what the screenshots are here. But before we do that, let's dive into the documentation. All right, here we go. So, War in the East 2 is a complete overhaul from the original game, an improvement of the original War in the East with no stone left unturned to provide a more realistic, more historically rich, and more challenging strategy experience. War in the East 2 comes with a wide array of scenarios, ranging from short tutorial on the Battle of I'm not going to be able to pronounce that, Luki, to the 4 month destruction of the Southwest Front, so the immense full, wow, to the full 1941 to 1945 grand campaign of the entire Eastern Front. I can't even begin to tell you how long that'll probably take from Barbarossa to the fall of Berlin. Wow. Okay, so the map goes all the way to Berlin. That's awesome. Total of 7 operational scenarios, 3 full map campaigns await you with hundreds, if not thousands, of hours of historical gameplay. So a game like this, similar to like War in the Pacific, right? Because I believe they're both made by Gary Grisby. Is I would say, how do I say this? These games are extremely great in value. And why I say that is because even if you price this game at like let's say $100, right? It says right here, thousands of hours of historical gameplay. My buddy, one of my co-hosts on my Single One Strategy podcast, as well as Developer Dialogue podcast, Historical Gamer, he's actually doing a War in the Pacific campaign with XTRG, I believe. I might get the other person wrong, and I believe he's been doing that for a few years now. And I think only a few months in to the actual war, to the actual war in the Pacific. And I think he calculated it based upon their current level of releases, which I think they're at like one a week or something like that, an hour here, an hour there, whatever it may be. I think he said it's going to take him to like his 40s or 50s to finish. Like we're talking like 10, 20 years or something like that. And I just thought that was hilarious. And it's awesome, really cool because you dropping that money, right? Let's say it's $100, and you putting in, let's say, $2,000, $3,000 per game session, right? We're talking about like 41 to 45. You're putting in that time once. So let's say you get 3,000 hours for $100, and then you play it again for another 3,000 hours. You don't pay again. You just divvying up that value right there. And that's what I love about it, because you can now like you when you go to movies, right, and you drop, let's say, $20, right, on movie tickets, or let's say $10, right, for you, $10, and then you get popcorn, all that good stuff, and you come out to like around $30, right, for all that stuff. You get 2 hours. Now, if you divvy that up, let's say $40 in 2 hours, you're getting $20 per hour, right, which is not that great of a value. It's really crappy value. But when you divvy up a game like this from thousands of hours, it comes down to what, like cents? It's I love games like that because it gives you the greatest value for your money. I love that. All right, let's go back to this game. Map changes. There are 4 significant map changes. Double rail lines shown by black and white ribbons. Regions map is now divided into sub-regions. Theater boxes has an option. More in the East, who has theater boxes for all of European and Russian Far East areas. Okay, interesting. You will notice that Finland is now a theater box. Interesting. Road quality code is much the same as War in the West. In War in the West, road quality was set as a country default. In War in the East, too, you could set quality by hex. Oh, so by reading that, I'm starting to think about a scenario. I'm hoping there's a scenario. I'm betting there's a scenario editor in here, and that's going to give a lot of customization right there. Road quality impacts in poor weather, and also, ooh, I love this. All right, various map modes. This allows you to build a depot or airbase. Or expanding airbase, you can get more information by expanding map information. Air phase changes. The major changes the addition of air divisions are units that allow you to group air groups together for ease of control. Wow. Turn 1 special rules. First, winter rules. Movement of freight and blizzard and heavy snow hexes are charged additional. Now, one thing that I really, really love about like War in the Pacific, War in the East, War in the West, things like is this is the bar, right, in terms of the heaviest that you can get into a World War II game. So if you want to grind right into the details, like the fine details of executing a campaign such as like Barbarossa or the entire 41 to 45 campaign in the East, you can go down to individual road quality, like go into the individual unit statistics of, I mean, just everything. It's amazing. Unlike in War in the East, this function can be left completely to the game. No, they give you nice rail repair, capturing depots. Depots can even engage depot truck limits. All right, let's dive into the screenshots. I cannot wait. All right, here we go. So like I said, this is the most heaviest you can go into a World War II Eastern Front campaign. Wow. This is for like, I would say this is for like people that, let's say you're fixated on the Battle of Stalingrad, right? And you've been reading about the Battle of Stalingrad, even going as far as reading excerpts from commanders that were in the field. This would be a perfect game for people like that, for authors, for historical junkies that just like, I want more information. What if this would have happened? Why did this unit do that? Because you could actually replay that capability. Like you're wondering, like, hey, what if I move this unit to what if this unit went I don't know, east instead of west, right? You can actually enable that in here. Let's take a look at another one here. So now, like I said earlier, these games are not for, like, you're not going to finish this in a day. You're not going to finish this in a week or months, probably like a year or two. If you're like a board gamer and you play World in Flames, like my buddy Bob is a big fan of World in Flames. He was saying like if we play this, 2 or 3 times a week, we might be done in a year and a half. Uh, and that is basically what you're doing here. Now, War in the East is more of like generalized because it's a big board game, but you can never get a board game with this much detail. Like this is if you want World in Flames on steroids, and then steroids on top of that. Wow, nice. I mean, I just love all the detail. Look at this. Oh, I mean, every road remade. So when Gary Grisby and development team work on games like this, like they're not overly concerned with like the graphics. Well, at least I don't think they are. They're overly concerned with like animations and all that stuff. They're more concerned about, I think, historical accuracy. You know, what units were on the front, where the roads were, things like right here, you got airbase. What was the condition of the airbase at the time? What was the condition of the road at the time? What was the condition of the weather at the time? Like these key things that you only could pick up from reading a crap ton of books. And you got Stalingrad right here. So this would be for somebody like me, right? I am a bit obsessed with the Battle of Stalingrad because it was such a key battle in the East, right? And I mean, there's tons of movies available on this battle. One of my favorites was Enemy at the Gates, you know, and to be able to like replay that battle and try different, what do you call it, tactics and strategies. But again, like you got to prepare, you got to be prepared for a game like this. For you to like get this game and start playing and be like, all right, I'm just gonna dive right into it. No, you got to go slow, right? Because every detail that you move, right? This is like chess. You got to plan moves ahead, right? You're not just gonna move, you know, infantry forces forward. You got to look at the roads. You got to look at the weather. You got to look at a lot of factors. Oh, and they put an encyclopedia here. Unbelievable. Look at this. Oh man. Now I played, I think, War in the East, not the 2010, I think. I think I played the first War in the East from like, I don't remember. It was a long time ago. Um, Years and years ago. I think it was the original one that was released. And that was basically the last one that I played, I believe. And for them to add now all this, right? Plus now you have an encyclopedia here of every single division that was in there. That's sick. So the 20th Panzer Division first saw action on the central sector of the Eastern Front, took part in the Minsk Encircle. It took Vitebsk by coup de main, stormed Vola, and fought in the Battle of Smolensk. Wow. So you could actually move, you could actually look at the divisions that you're moving and kind of understand where they went. And then you can follow that path or you can try different things. Wow. And this is zoomed out. So this is what you're getting. Look how many hexes there are. It's a long road. Very long road. Stalingrad's over here. I'm assuming the one that says 60. Yeah, there's Moscow. That's a long road right there. Long road. Stalingrad's all the way. Wow. Over here. Look at this. And then instead, you could probably move key elements. You could have Polish kind of not go after Stalingrad. You can, focus more on the Caucasus. And then maybe after the Caucasus, focus on Stalingrad. Hmm. Wow. All right, so that's the actual last screenshot. I'm really looking forward to actual gameplay footage from War in the East. I'm relying on the YouTubers that play this because I would love to watch something like this. I do watch Historical Gamer, like I mentioned, but if you guys have any recommendations on people that play War in the East, I would love to have that as just like running in the background, like the first one, because obviously this is in development. But if you have any recommendations on good YouTubers that do a War in the East one, so I can start watching that, I would appreciate it. All right, guys. Hopefully, you guys enjoy this. I will catch you in the next one.